We are at Bristol Brick Show 2025 and we have a large Hogwarts themed display with member Luke Chapman. Luke, how are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. So this is a wonderful display. You've had this at a couple of shows now. This looks bigger than ever. Please tell us all about it.
So yeah, I've spent the last sort of couple of years gradually evolving it as time goes by. Started off with the main castle, and then I've recently built my own Hogsmeade station, based loosely off of the set that Lego did themselves, but just sort of wanted to evolve it and make it look a bit more like the actual station in the films. Moving on, you've got Hogsmeade here, all sort of snow themed, because generally it's always Christmas time whenever they go there. At this time of year, it's nice as well, because you got that Christmas edge to it.
The visual diversity as well is really nice to see, because we got all the greenery, we got some greys and tans going into white, so it's a nice range of colours. And as well, like you say, with the Hogwarts Christmas scenes, it's always so snowy and it's a beautiful thing to see. How many sets so far with what you've got here have influenced what you've built?
I think there's probably about 15 sets altogether that I've used bits of at the moment, or I've taken parts from to use as influence. But I've got longer term plans to evolve them, make them bigger, improve like the roofing, get rid of the studs, things like that. So I've sort of focused on certain bits, and then once that's done, I'll evolve it more. Like, I'm pretty proud of the forest. That's one of my favourite bits, like making the trees. They're quite delicate, but they look good once they're finished.
Well, speaking of the forest, as we work our way around, how many different elements have you had to condense into? Because you can't obviously have base plates upon base plates of the Forbidden Forest. So How much have you had to squeeze into these sections to make it recognisable as, oh, that's from this film, that's from this film?
Yeah, I sort of just try and pick out key scenes in the films that I know that people are going to recognise. So obviously Hagrid's hut being one, it's on the edge of the forest with Buckbeak in the pumpkin patch. That's a really key part of the third film. You've got Aragog in his little lair as well. That's another massive thing. You see like the parents with their kids come up and they're like looking and they're like, oh, can you see the spider hiding in the forest? And then there's a couple of centaurs dotted around as well. And then at the back here you've got the owlery, which again I do want to raise this up a bit, make it a bit more prominent. It's another very recognisable. They see the owls, they're like, oh look, that's the owlery from the fourth film, for example.
Excellent stuff. Okay, as we move our way onto the main castle itself, no doubt this is the meat and potatoes of the mock. So what has been worked on since you last took this to a show?
So I've done a little bit of modification to some of the buildings just to make it sit a bit better. The whole of the base of this is all built from scratch. Obviously I've got the Chamber of Secrets over on one side, there's a Slytherin common room. Yeah, just trying to get the castle to look like the shape of the castle in the films whilst using the sets at the moment. My next big plan after I finish the London section is to strip the whole base back down and rebuild it and sort of incorporate a bit of it looking like the film, but also have it with lots of scenes in it. So I'm going to have like a row of archways at the front and have like scenes from Philosopher's Stone where they're doing the tasks underneath the castle, and still have like the Chamber of Secrets, or make it modular so I can swap it for different shows. Have one show it could be all like Philosopher's Stone stuff, another show it could be a different film. It would be, just give a bit of variety and different scenes for different times.
That does admittedly seem like a bit of hard work, where you have to rearrange the Great Hall, for example, to be these characters were here during this film for this section, so I got to get all that detail set. And I mean, that does sound like a monumental task, admittedly, but do you think you're really up for that?
Oh, I think I could do it. I mean, there's no time limit on. I've set myself on when it's going to be done. So
that's very true.
I could be 40 years old and I might still be working on it, but we'll get there.
Hopefully not, but still, yeah. Moving on to Diagon Alley, because this I think has gotten probably more attention on the basis that this is, I think, newer compared to what we've seen so far.
So this is the start of my London section. My plans are to make it similar to the size of the Hogsmeade section, so it's going to be about 3 base plates by 6 base plates. At the moment I've just taken the large Diagon Alley set and the Gringotts set, put them onto the larger base plates to get a feel for how it's going to look before I start modifying the buildings to make them look a bit more finished. I think the Gringotts doesn't need anything. The Gringotts is a pretty perfect build. I can't really fault Lego on that one. And then we've got the start of the platform 9 3/4 here. this is going to be evolved to have a full station built-in, and then I have like the leaky cauldron, and I might try and work in, maybe depending on space, somewhere up in the corner, maybe there'll be like privet drive like hidden away or something like that, just to get a bit of everything in there.
Speaking of privet drive, I think it was at the start of this year or maybe around March time where a number 4 privet drive house set and a night bus came out at the same time. Do you think that's the next basis for a future section of what you want to do here?
I mean, yeah, I think it would be cool to do that. I've got the Burrow set as well, so I could maybe work a home section into it. And it doesn't all have to link together. It could be another section that I just take to shows as a separate thing. Because another plan I've got, once the castle is done, is to go forward and have a lake and the Quidditch pitch, a large one. So I've just got like a small scale one at the moment. Yeah, to have something like that where you could then change the Quidditch pitch into the task with the creatures and the maze and everything like that. And the lake can be various. It could have like the giant squid, or it could have the ship, things like that. So it'd be cool. Lots of plans. There's always plans. It's just
when you said earlier about, when you're 40 years old and you're still going with all that list of stuff you want to do, someone tells me that might be more accurate than you think.
It might be more than 40 at this rate.
Well, thank you ever so much for your time. This has been a wonderful tour and discussion. This is an amazing mock, and I'm looking forward to seeing those future modules at future shows.
Thank you very much. Thank you.